Hi, I wasn't intending to do a fourth part to the AlphaServer 1000 repair, but about 10 minutes after I finished filming the last episode, there was a loud bang and the smoke came out of the machine. So I spent a bit of time going over the circuit boards and through the power supply looking for any problems. Tested all the mains rated capacitors and they all seemed to be fine. And in the end I noticed there was a bit of a sort of brown stain at the back of this filter that is at the back of the power supply. This is a RFI filter just to reduce interference, and what's happened is one of the mains rated capacitors in this has gone wrong. If you look at it's got a diagram of what's inside. There's a couple of X2 capacitors here across the mains, and some inductors, and another couple of smaller capacitors across here as well. And one of those is obviously shorted, like some of those reefer capacitors tend to do, and let the smoke out. Now, being a 25-year-old part, I couldn't get a replacement for it, but I have found the equivalent replacement, which is this one. Same brand and everything, same specifications, so I'm going to move the cord over from the other one and reinstall it, and things should be working again. Okay, I've now attached the new one. Put some heat shrink tubing on it as well, which the old one didn't have. And now it's time to reassemble the power supply. And it's powered up and working again. Hopefully lasts a bit longer this time. Now that I've got the power supply working again, I had a look in the cupboard for some VGA cards, because the onboard VGA in this server is fairly low level, can only do 640, 480, and it's a bit hard to use DECwindows like that. So I found this S3 card, which the machine actually recognises, which is great, and it can do, I've got it up to 1024, 768 so far, but you may be able to do higher, because the monitor's the limiting factor now. The only thing you've got to be careful of is when you plug this in, you've got to change the jumper on the motherboard to disable the onboard VGA. Anyway, I'll plug this in. Okay, so it's now booted. We'll look at the monitor, see if it's running 1024, 768. It's looking better. You can get full-size deck terms on the screen now, which you couldn't do before. And the scrolling performance is much better than it was on the built-in adapter. And things like book reader are much easier to look at on a higher resolution screen. Anyway, this server's looking pretty good now. I might play around a bit more with a different monitor, but not during this series. Anyway, hope you found all that interesting, and we'll catch up with you next time.